That was I Remember Clifford, performed by Lee Morgan off of his album Volume 3 from 1957. That composition was written by Benny Golson, who we just lost earlier this year in September. But nonetheless, it's a great track. But finally now, I have my two guests that I wanted to have on the show for quite some time. These are my two brothers. Why don't you two introduce yourselves?
I'm Nathan.
Blitz.
Hello, you guys. You guys just got here. You drove all the way up from Boise, or all the way up. That's the right word. How was the drive?
It was smooth. Yeah, we just rolled in.
It went pretty fast.
Yeah. Normally you'd have some light, but at this point in the year, it's like pitch black already.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
No. That's how it is at this time of year. Yeah.
But it was nice. We chatted the whole time and
That's good.
had some snacks, bunch of energy drinks.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. We got about 30 minutes left, but Nate, you had a few recommendations, and the first one we're going to be playing is St. James Infirmary, Cab Calloway. Now, I credit you a lot of the time with me getting me interested in jazz. That's something that I've talked about a few times on this show because I remember your big collection of 45s growing up, and you would play them a lot, and I would sit in your room and listen to them. And so it's fun finally having you both on the show because you both have been influences in my music career. So it's nice to finally have you guys on. And KUOI, because you guys have never seen the station yet.
No, big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Glad to be
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you for having us.
This place has a lot of character.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is your first time up since I was dropped off freshman year. So it's been about like 2 years since you guys were in Moscow.
Doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, it's been 2 years and some change. So
Seriously.
it's cool that you kind of have a lay of the land now. We'll get
Finally.
a decent tour.
I hope so. But yeah, I was walking around campus today, and it still looks good. So that's good. Like Moscow's still worth looking at right now. Like there's still leaves on the trees, and
Okay.
there's still actually the weather will be quite nice while you're here too.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas,
Good.
is what we were saying.
Something like
So,
that. Yeah, exactly. But this next record we're going to be listening to is, Nate, your recommendation. This is St. James Infirmary, Cab Calloway. That was St. James Infirmary, performed by Cab Calloway. That was an old one, very old, but nonetheless very good. And I was just saying that last night I actually played St. James Infirmary with my Dixieland Jazz Band, which we love playing that one. We get way out there and get really loud. It's fun. But
love Cab Calloway.
yes, I don't think I've ever actually played him on the show.
He's
Not
a
for any reason.
blast.
He is
His
fun to listen to.
personality is great too. If you haven't seen Stormy Weather, it's definitely worth checking out.
Sounds good.
1943, I think he has a couple numbers in that.
Ancient.
Not St. James Infirmary. I think that's even older, but
Well, I think a lot of those guys back then too, they were so much more chauvinistic. Like when I think of like Fats Waller and Louis Armstrong, they were so like it was all about the performance as well. I think like as you look at jazz later on, it was solely about the music. There was no essence of it was all like the musicians would come out, no one would say anything, they'd play and then they'd leave. But with like Cab Calloway, Fats Waller, it was all,
yeah, Cab Calloway's very flamboyant.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, if you want to see a zoot suit,
yeah, seriously. Absolutely. But the next thing we're going to be listening to is a soundie, which you told me that term because I had played Billy Eckstine soundie on this show before.
Yeah, right.
But I thought it was like pulled from a movie clip or something like that. But then you texted me in the midst of my show and you were like, it's a soundie. And I never heard of that.
Yeah, they're kind of like a precursor to music videos.
Yeah.
Kind of like a jukebox. There'd be this machine in a club or a bar that you could put a nickel in and watch this, the performer do the song. And some of them are kind of conceptual and fun, and they're really popular in New York.
Right.
And I love that era of songwriting too, because I think it's really witty and silly and kind of like cheeky.
Yeah, totally.
And this is a great example of that.
Yeah, this is Tain't No Good, Edna Mae Harris from 1942. That was Tain't No Good, Edna Mae Harris. I accidentally started playing it again and it played for half a second. That was a soundie as well, so we were just sitting there watching it, and that was a lot of fun. He's wearing a giant plaid suit in it.
Yeah, they're really cute. You can tell they were low budget and done in like a day.
Yeah.
In real clubs, too. Because that one got popular a couple years ago because one of the dancers in it was, over 100 years old and in a retirement home. Her name was Alice Barker.
It's crazy.
And the faculty was able to source a bunch of her soundies that she had done way back in the day, and they showed it all to her. So that's how I first found that specific one.
Only...
And she was able to say, yeah, these were done in a real club and for no money, and we're
That's so
friends.
wild. We would never know that otherwise, which is crazy.
Because, there's no writing about it.
No,
it's just
definitely
all hearsay.
Well, Blitz, you're not so much a jazz fan, but you are a music fan. And what kind of music do you say you're into?
Just adjust that mic here.
It's like the Titanic warping.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't listen to jazz, but I mean, I have nothing but respect for it, especially since you have been in it. You know.
Yeah.
Would you say though? What kind of music do I listen to?
Yeah.
My favorite artist of all time is Eminem.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for hip hop. John Bellion, the
Sure.
singer-songwriter, is one that's really impacted my life quite a bit. So a lot of the music I listen to is not feel good.
No.
It's not feel bad, but a lot of the music that I listen to is feel good.
Sure. Energetic, I would say.
Yeah, admittedly, I am a fan of, the retro pop garbage
Sure.
that comes on the radio.
Yeah.
You could call it. Yeah.
I've started to grow accustomed to it too.
Yeah.
My roommates and I play a lot of like Katy Perry music videos.
Yeah.
Being like, I remember this.
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
brought up New Boys on the way here, and that was
New
That
Boys.
was a blast from the past. Yeah.
New Boys. Yeah, well, I mean, I think the three of us, we've always been very interested in music. I think that was a big thing growing up. I think mom and dad played a lot of good music too growing up. I think we were surrounded by pretty good music growing up, for
Even
sure.
the country.
Even well, to each their own. But
There's a place in my heart. Yeah.
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 Well, I just remember like
Toby Keith.
Frankie Valli, and trying to think of what else was always playing on like Sundays.
A lot of yacht rock.
Yeah, a lot of yacht rock.
A lot of Captain and
Gibb.
Tennille.
Yeah.
Andy Gibb for sure. Yeah.
I listen to quite a bit of Andy Gibb. I'll say that, and I think about like Sunday cleaning.
Oh yeah, there was the playlist. I even have it right here.
Well, I wish mom and dad were able to listen right now. They just cannot because our stupid website is down. But I am recording it, so we'll be able to send it to them that way. But
Could you send it to me as well?
oh yeah,
I'd
of
love
course,
to listen back.
Oh,
to this.
England Dan, for sure.
England Dan. I'd have to listen to something to
You'd know
recognize it.
And John Ford Coley.
Love it. Good stuff.
I'd really love to see you tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, we're sitting here at 6:52 p.m., which means we probably got about one track left, and you recommended, Nate, Fried Bananas, Dexter Gordon, and I love that one.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
It's a fantastic one. I think I played this a long time ago, like in one of my first shows, so it's good to revisit it. And I've been into Dexter Gordon a lot more as of late. So this is Fried Bananas off of his album More Power. I'm not quite sure when this album was released. That was the sound of one of those cameras you get under a curtain with. We've been waiting for it to warm up. But this is, once again, Dexter Gordon performing Fried Bananas. That was Fried Bananas. Oh, that's pretty loud. Performed by Dexter Gordon off of his album More Power. Great recommendation. Love that one. And we had a few good recommendations, but I wish we had more time. But unfortunately, we're sitting here at 6:59 p.m., which means that Jazz Freak has to sign off. Nate and Blitz, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was so much fun to have you guys on. And I'm glad that I have it recorded because, like I've been saying a million times this show, our website is down, which is incredibly unfortunate. But with time, we'll have that fixed. But I do have it recorded, so that's what matters.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. That was fun.
It was
Thanks
so much
for letting
fun.
me play some tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for listening, those who were able to listen on FM radio. I'm your host, Evan James, and this is the end of Jazz Freak. And now for the awkward transition over to John's show. Bye-bye.